On January 13th, 2023, officers arrive at an apartment after a dispute draws attention, setting the stage for a situation that steadily grows more complicated.
I'll let you go first, Vanessa.
She's already.
Well, here's our problem. First is she lives with you, yeah?
This moment right here is crucial, and it's where a lot of people watching at home might get frustrated. The officer is making it clear. Because Emily has been staying there, receiving mail, and has a bedroom, she's legally considered a resident. That means, even if she's breaking house rules, police cannot force her to leave. This isn't about who's right or wrong emotionally. It's about housing law. Personal boundaries don't override tenancy rights. To remove her legally, the grandmother would need to go through a formal eviction process, not a police intervention. So pause for a second and ask yourself, how many families are living in this exact situation without realizing how limited law enforcement actually is?
Yeah, she's been staying here.
Yep, so I can't force her to leave. Just because you have rules that she can't drink or do any of this stuff if she's not a danger to herself.
She's kicked out of here.
But I can't force her to leave if she lives here too. The boundaries that you guys have, if she's not following them, those are between you two. I can ask her if she wants to go to her grandparents in East End if she says yes, but I can't force her to leave.
Well, I'm going to have to contact somebody. You're going to do it.
Yep. Yeah, you'll have to go through the eviction process or have them.
She's okay. No, she's destroying property.
Well, we can't prove that it's her, but if you want to let us in, I'll go talk to her.
That's enough of that.
That's enough. Go back in your apartment.
If you want to let us in, I'll go talk
He's
to her.
trying to get me kicked out of here. See, he's calling the landlord. The landlord was already here once today.
Well, there's nothing about that I can do.
She destroyed property.
How do I prove that this was her?
She told me she was going to get into my stuff.
Okay. Hi. Can we talk for a minute?
Sure.
Okay. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Step on that so you get all your stuff on it.
Yeah.
Step on this rug.
Oh, sure. Sorry. I thought you meant step on the carpet, not on
No,
this.
no,
Can you tell me what happened?
I was out there. I don't know what's going on over there, but I was standing out in my balcony having coffee and
Yeah.
smoke. Those two were going at it. Whatever they threw against that wall knocked that bike over, knocked that out here in the hall.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that emergency exit light here, that's what those pieces are laying down here for.
Yeah.
And they were cussing up a storm.
Okay.
Somebody wanted to know who called, they called the cops on who, and I have no idea.
Sure.
But they've been fighting over there. This isn't the first time.
No, I've been here before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Can I get your information if you don't mind? What's your first name? Just me.
You guys are, I don't want you tracking.
Do you have a cell phone, Joe?
This is where the case quietly shifts. The neighbor doesn't just confirm noise. He confirms ongoing chaos, previous police involvement, and visible damage spilling into shared spaces. That matters. In legal terms, this turns a he said, she said household dispute into a community disturbance. The officer even identifies the neighbor as a potential victim for disorderly conduct, which lowers the burden of proof needed to act. And notice the tone. Calm, cooperative, credible. Contrast that with what's coming next. Here's the question. Do you think this situation would have escalated if no third-party witness stepped forward?
Do you know approximately how much that exit sign would cost to fix?
It's up to Neil. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I don't either, but I need just a number, so I didn't know if you might have been smarter than I am about how much that stuff was.
Yeah. It's been going on. I mean,
Yeah, I'll go over and talk to her, but Emily's being super defiant, so I wanted to get her going to jail. So I needed disorderly conduct, and I felt you would probably be a proper victim since you were sitting here trying to mind your business and there's all this stuff going on.
Yeah, that's why I stepped out when all the commotion was out there. I stepped out, and she knows.
Yep, yeah, okay.
But this isn't I've had enough of this stuff.
Right, I don't blame you. That's all I need from you, Joe, so thank you so much.
Okay.
Now we can't get in.
Colin's like, let me out.
Why can we not? Wow. What are you doing?
I'm literally chilling in my bedroom.
Why is that destroyed? Why is that
I
apartment
don't
destroyed?
know. Don't ask me.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Sure. Who else did then?
Prove it. I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I just
Why
came
are
back
we being?
home.
Why are we being snotty?
Why are you being?
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You're being.
So I'm being. And
Yes. You're being.
okay. Why is the apartment destroyed?
I don't know. Don't ask me. Well, I am asking you. Well, I don't know.
Okay. So then who did it?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Okay. Come out there and talk.
No, I'm
Yes.
not gonna. Fine. I'll go out there and talk. What the do you guys want?
One of you talk to her. I'm over.
That bitch.
Oh, she's a writer.
So, what happened here? Were you here when she was doing
going
this?
outside. Please do not make me sit
No.
here.
I down in the truck.
We're out in the truck?
This exchange is where Emily's credibility starts to unravel. She denies everything but offers no alternative explanation. No timeline. No suspect. No theory. Legally, silence is a right, but evasiveness during an active investigation raises red flags. And emotionally, the defensiveness, the sarcasm, the refusal to engage. It escalates tension fast. Officers are still giving her opportunities to explain, and she keeps shutting them down. Here's the turning point to think about. Is Emily protecting herself or sabotaging herself? Because in real-time policing, attitude doesn't equal guilt, but it absolutely affects outcomes.
I had told her when I let her back in here because she has problems. I was trying to help her.
So, just today.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, so she came back today?
No, she's had problems.
Yep.
And I was trying to be kinder because I do love her.
Yeah.
So I said, for you to come back and stay with me, there's no drinking
Nowhere.
and no drugs.
It is my business.
That I think I have a right to put down some boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your fault.
I
So,
I can't.
Did the apartment look like this before you left?
Of course not. I've only been outside a few minutes, and so
No, I'm telling you.
did you give anyone permission to damage your property?
of course not. She's fast.
Yeah.
And I've had to call and call for help.
Yep. I'm just gonna take some photos in here, okay?
What is happening?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Okay, well, I'm asking you because nobody has answers.
I don't know. Look at the camera footage.
What camera footage?
I don't know.
Okay.
Look at it.
There's no camera footage to look at.
Well, that's not my problem, is
Okay,
it?
so if she wasn't here, how did the apartment get destroyed?
I don't
And you're sitting
I
in
don't
there.
know. I went somewhere and I came back.
Where'd you go?
I got an Uber.
To go where?
That's none of your business.
It is my business.
It's not. Who the are you?
Do not talk to her. That's enough.
I can like whoever.
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Give me a
It's really creepy.
Very creepy.
Oh, it's creepy over there.
Before I put her in, like, actually under arrest, I'm just detaining her right now because of her attitude. Obviously, she wants her charged for all of this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, I mean,
How about you prove that it's me?
I can.
Can you?
Yep.
How?
This is the moment everything locks in. The officer explicitly warns Emily, comply or force will be used. When she continues resisting verbally and physically, the situation crosses into resisting an officer, a separate charge from the original damage complaint. And here's the key legal takeaway. You don't have to be guilty of the original accusation to be lawfully arrested. Resistance alone is enough. This is why officers stress compliance first, court later. So let's throw it to you. Do you think this arrest was avoidable, or was it inevitable based on her behavior?
Camera
Explain it to you.
footage?
I don't have to explain it to you.
Oh, hearsay?
Knock the off. You're gonna get tased if you don't knock it off.
Knock it off. Do you call in and help me bring her down to the car?
yep.
You gonna walk or are we dragging you? You gonna walk or are we dragging you?
Driving sounds fun. I'll come back up and talk to you. I ain't got nothing on me. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, at first she was like, she wanted to press, but then she was like, I don't want her getting in trouble, so just verify. Yeah. All right. DC, damage property, and resist. Okay.
You think what now?
Huh? What'd you say? Grandma doesn't want to pursue anything until the damage to property, but I'm gonna go to DC and talk to the neighbor. Okay. I think he will be a cooperating victim.
Yeah. Hey, Linda.
It's the police department still.
33, he didn't get any pictures.
10-4, I got it. I need to take pictures since my partner didn't get to before she decided to act the way she did.
A bottle of vodka.
Well, the problem is, obviously she has a drinking problem. The issue is that she is of age, so she can drink. I can't stop her.
This section is pure legal education. The officer lays it out plainly. Disorderly conduct, damage to property, and resisting, but also explains why jail may only be temporary. Booking and release is common for nonviolent offenses. More importantly, the grandmother is told the hard truth. Locking Emily out or relying on police won't fix this long term. Only the courts can. Eviction is slow, stressful, and emotionally brutal, especially when family is involved. This isn't just a police issue. It's a housing and family law problem colliding in real time. And that's what makes this case so painfully relatable.
From that. If that is a rule of that she's going to live here and she can't drink, that's between you guys. But she's also a resident here, so I can't kick her out. I can because she's being defiant. I needed to get her out of here, and she's still, that doesn't matter. She's established residency. If I had enough stuff here to change my clothes for a couple of times, I'm getting mail here. Her name is down on the mailbox. She is a resident here. She doesn't have to.
Put that there.
I've been here before a couple months ago when she was here. Her bedroom is here, so she's a resident. I can't kick her out. I can't make her leave. If you want to, you have to go through the proper eviction process.
Well, now I'm going to end up getting kicked out of here because he is not very nice and he's been a jerk to me off and on practically from day one. The landlord was already here once today.
Well, the problem is
his apartment.
But the problem is can you blame him? This is his house too. He wants to live in peace and harmony, and she's here causing a ruckus and throwing things against the door.
I was the quietest person in this place. I didn't even.
And I would assume that it would go back to that if Emily doesn't live here.
I'm sure it was, but you know what? No, because you know why that jerk does to me? I didn't even hardly know him. I didn't talk to anybody in this building except to say hi from the balcony from that side, the opposite side. You know what he started doing? And then that means the landlord will not be able to get into the side lot, in that lot, both sides of the yard.
Sure.
To shove snow back on the
Okay. So
he parked his car behind me.
From what I'm gathering.
I hardly had interactions with him. Can I finish?
Let's go back to this stuff because this is the focus that I'm on. Your neighbor problem is that's going to be between you guys. The problem is it's not you that's the problem. It's Emily that's the problem. That's something that you need to take care of though. We can only do so much. I'm going to put her in jail, and you know what the jail's going to do is release her, and she's going to come back here and be a problem. So my best bet for you is to lock your doors and not let her in.
She's going to jail overnight?
She's going to jail. Not overnight. I bet they will probably end up booking and releasing her because that's what the jail likes to do, and they don't like to hold people. But if you want to go back to being that quiet neighbor, this is something that you need to take care of. I can only do so much within the legal realm. What I have to get back to is I am going to assume that you weren't the one throwing plates and dishes and roast beef sandwiches at the wall.
Oh my God.
Did you throw the plates and the dishes? Okay.
No.
Who did?
I wasn't up here. I would have to assume that my granddaughter did.
Was there anybody else in the house when you left?
No.
Was your apartment like this when you left?
No.
And when you came back, it was like this?
Yes.
So you would assume, in your right state of mind, that Emily was the only person in this apartment at the time?
Yep, as far as I know.
And Does she ever have people here?
No.
Okay.
So there's a cup broke,
And then she tried locking you out of the apartment, which she cannot do.
and she broke the thing is broken off and you $70 in there.
What thing? This?
You think that they are.
This was broken before. I didn't have to break this.
Well, then she broke it.
Okay.
Oh, how did she do that?
I don't know.
Well,
But there was just, well, the only thing I had to kick in was the chair that was sitting here.
it looks like there's at least a cup open and that glass is her glass.
Whose bike is,
The landlord.
whose bike is that?
My other granddaughter.
How much do you think it costs?
I don't know. Somebody gave it to her.
But if you had to guess, I need a dollar amount. Because it's busted. The wheel's broken off.
Well, no, that they took that off because they were fixing it.
Oh, okay.
I think this needs a part or something.
Okay. All right. Well, keep your door locked. Don't let her back here for the night. We will figure out something if we have to with her.
I
But
don't know. See, she should go to her grandfather's. I don't want her coming back here.
is this something? Are you afraid of her?
No, but you know what? I can't take the huffing, what it does to her, and the drinking combined.
But the problem is that she's 23. So if she wants to drink, yep, and that's between you guys. If she wants to drink, I can't stop her from that. If that's going to be a rule that you guys have in your house, then that's something that you have to abide by, and you need to get your landlord and the courts involved to evict her because she has established residency. I can ask her to leave, but I can't force her to leave
I
yet.
don't think I'll have to worry about that. I think after this, he's going to see to it. He said he was calling the landlord.
Okay,
He likes to call the landlord about everybody and everything under the sun.
sure. Keep your door locked. Honestly, put that chair up if you have to because the door's pretty flimsy, but if she comes back and causes anything, please let me know.
I don't know. See if she'll. I don't know. You're going to let her out tonight?
I'm not the jail, so I don't have the ability to say whether she's going to or not.
Then I want her to go to her grandfather's.
That's if she wants to go.
She's not coming back there.
Okay.
I don't want her to.
Okay.
Take that can of puppy.
Keep the door locked, Linda, please. Thank you.
Alright, Emily. It's alright. We can just go right over here.
Can I go in or what?
Yeah, it's gonna open up in a second. It'll be the first door on the left. Take a seat on the bench over here. Go right over here. Go right up against this wall here. And then look up into this camera. They're taking temperatures for COVID.
Cool. Let me know when I get my mug shot so I can smile.
That'll be over there.
Cool.
Walk right up to the counter there.
By the end of this encounter, the picture is clear. Emily is arrested based on cumulative behavior, property damage, disorderly conduct affecting others, and resistance during police intervention. The grandmother, while not charged, is left with an even bigger challenge: navigating eviction laws and protecting her own housing stability. The officers acted within legal boundaries, repeatedly explaining their limits and responsibilities. This case is a powerful reminder that residency rights, family ties, and emotional conflict don't pause the law. They complicate it. Now we want to hear from you. Was this handled fairly, or could it have gone another way? Backhand index pointing right if you found this case as shocking as we did. Make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom and police breakdowns.